And she's in Mandeville Canyon, where fire crews work to save some homes. Katie?
Andrea, we're actually here up on the ridge line above Mandeville Canyon. The wind's still whipping tonight. Now, this is a kestrel. It's basically a tool that firefighters use to get a pinpoint accurate forecast for exactly where they're standing. And so it has a wind meter on it. We've been seeing wind speed somewhere around 20 miles an hour, 25-mile-an-hour gusts. And that was the big story of the entire day, were the winds. But we talked with one homeowner who said, I don't care how bad it gets, I'm not leaving.
I have 2 fire pumps here, one for the roof and one to pull hose around to the front of the house.
A 60,000-gallon swimming pool. That's Gunnar Jensen's fire plan.
I can fire this pump up and it'll protect that whole side of the house. Then I take this pump with a hose around that side of the house and I can protect that side.
He's lived in Mandeville Canyon for 65 years.
I've been through about 10 really bad fires here in Mandeville.
He doesn't have any firefighting experience. He's a plumber, but he says no matter what happens, he's not leaving. His emergency plan, if the fire does blow through, yep, you guessed it, the swimming pool.
Take the scuba gear to the bottom of the pool and let the fire blow over and come back up.
Further up the canyon, winds were pushing the flames closer to homes where the hillsides and houses were painted pink with fire retardant.
Hey, you guys able to hit that?
As firefighters work to keep the flames low to the ground.
See the retardant that they dropped earlier, it's really slowing things down. What's actually working in our favor right now, it's slowly backing down the hill, it's getting to the retardant, it's slowing it down, it's doing its job. We're just preventing it from going to ladder fields and taking off all this heavy brush here.
Go to Alpha Trainee 121.
A big difference today from a few days ago is the amount of resources available to work on this fire. The winds are calm enough for water-dropping helicopters to get thousands of gallons of water on the hotspots, making round trips through most of the afternoon. Plus, there are engines at basically every other house, with crews making sure the fire in the hills doesn't come too close to the backyards. But if it does, Gunnar says he's ready.
So we have everything we need, and we're running a little low on food, but we'll take care of that when the time comes.
We keep talking about it over and over and over again, the winds. That was what was pushing this fire today and causing some of the problems for those firefighters as it was kind of backing down, creeping its way closer to the houses on Mandeville Canyon. And that's still going to be the story over the next couple of days because they are expecting those Santa Ana winds to start coming back on Monday. Firefighters feeling a little bit more confident about their chances now that they have so many reinforcements here. We spent most of the day in Mandeville Canyon with a crew from Washington State, and further down the hill we saw crews from Oregon, and this rig right behind us, that one's from New Mexico. But again, if we start seeing 50, 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds like we did just a couple of days ago, everything changes.
Now, Katie, you've covered your share of fires up here in Northern California. You know, we've been seeing these pictures coming from Southern California, all this devastation. Is it even comparable to what we've seen up here in the North Bay or up in Chico? Or what is the destruction like? Are there any similarities?
You know, I think we were trying to count them, and I think this is the 19th fire that I have covered in the last 7 years. And I have to say the damage that we've seen in the Pacific Palisades area reminded me much of Coffey Park, where it is literally just a moonscape of homes flattened for blocks and blocks and blocks. What struck me about the Eaton fire over near Altadena was that reminded me more of paradise, in that you had a lot of old established neighborhoods, you had lots of tall trees there, and it was a little bit more of a hopscotch pattern where you'd have one home that was okay and then all of the houses around it were not. And I know that so many people are asking, you know, why did this house make it and the rest of them didn't? And it's just so hard to know. I mean, sometimes it's literally just dumb luck that a burning ember didn't land in the exact wrong spot. But I can tell you that the firefighters here now are so committed to saving as many of these structures as they can. And that's because everyone, for the most part, has evacuated So they're not having to worry about saving people's lives. They're able to focus on that structure protection. But, you know, so many lessons learned in our Northern California fires that we now see being applied down here in Southern California. A lot of similarities.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for your coverage this week. And I know that you are seasoned at covering these fires, but please, to you and Alex, stay safe out there.
Thank you, Katie.